I am doing all the grinding and tedious gameplay elements offline in between my streams. So what I did last week after I finished streaming was I grinded out a bunch of the battles, the boring battles, like just the optional side battles to level up a bunch of characters. And just so you know, nobody died except for Dimitri, and we already said if Dimitri dies, that's not the end of my streams. So we're good there. And then I went around and I collected all of the items that are, you know, that you pick up in the monastery each month. So then I did some small little things like fishing and just things that would be boring for me to stream. But because of that, I do have some supports that we need to rewatch because they are forced on you. Some of Violet's supports with characters are forced on you throughout the month. So I'm going to go watch those now because I need you all to know this is very, very important for an Iron Man run. We have to fall in love with these characters. We have to love them with every fiber of our being so that when they die, it hurts that much more. Because what's the point of doing an Iron Man run if it doesn't hurt? So let us watch these supports. I have a bunch. We'll go through the list. I'm only gonna do the ones that we missed for this run because you're gonna see I have a ton. I know. I have a ton from previous runs. But here we go. So we need to do. I guess we already did Dimitri. Oh shit, I don't need that. Okay, so I don't have Felix, but I do have Ash. So we're gonna watch his C support.
Oh, shopping took longer than I thought. It's a good thing I had your help, Professor. Looks like we've got everything we came for. Time to head back to the monastery. To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if the money that knight gave us would be enough. We managed to scrape by, though. I'm glad those shopkeepers were willing to strike a few bargains.
Hey, BB10. I love Ash. She is just like the sweetest character. There you go. You're quite the shopper.
It's one of the few things I'm really good at. I've got a lot of experience living in the city. Money was tight for me, too. At least until a kind noble adopted me into his family. Come to think of it, you were originally a mercenary, weren't you? I'm sure you've traveled all over Fodlan. That must have been a pretty different life from regular folks like me.
No, not so different, actually.
Huh, you think so? But a mercenary's whole job is fighting, isn't it? Must be a pretty tough way to live.
I don't know, it wasn't so bad. You get used to it.
Wow, I guess you must get used to it. That's really incredible, though. Oh! I had no idea they sold this book around here. I haven't seen this one for ages.
What's the book?
Lug and the Maiden of Wind. It's a well-known tale of chivalry in Fargus. Lug is the King of Lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures. I've loved this since I was a kid. It was what got me learning to read. Give me that book!
Okay, ruffian.
Hey, creep. Don't touch the merch. What the? Somebody catch that thief. Cut him in half like my prices.
Please, calm down, ma'am.
You calm down, kid. If he gets away with that valuable merch, it'll be a huge loss for me.
Here, allow me to compensate you.
Are you sure about that, Ash?
Huh? Are you serious, kid? I mean, no objections over here. But that sounds crazy.
Don't you worry. That thief will be paying me back just as soon as I catch him. Head on back to the monastery, Professor. I'll take care of everything here.
Oh, Ash, you're too sweet for your own good. And yes, he does have to make up for the other guys. Okay, so who do we have next? Come on, alright. So Sylvain. We gotta watch Sylvain's. Too bad Matt knew he's not here because he would love this support.
You think I'd cheat? On you, baby? Never. Come on. You should know me better than that. You're the only one for me. I swear. Hey, if you don't believe me, well... Oh, I get it. If I'm not your type, do you want me to introduce you to some other guys who have crests? They're all nobles, just like me.
What? That isn't why I'm... You're worse than I thought.
I just want you to be happy. You know, get what you're after. I hate seeing a girl cry, especially one as beautiful as you. So, you know, maybe we...
Oh my god. For fuck's sake.
So, Professor, do you enjoy spying on people? You look like you've got something to say, so say it.
You're a jerk.
Hey, that was between me and her, not you. But you know how it is. Most relationships, they end in heartbreak. Anyway, I don't know why she's so upset about me dating other girls. She didn't care before she found out, so why does she care now? I really do hate seeing a girl cry.
Is that a fact?
Come on, it's hard on me too. If only I had someone to comfort me. Professor, it's okay if you want to console me.
No.
I happen to have some exquisite tea back in my quarters. You could come by and we could chat about love.
Oh god. Yes, I do want to...
Calm down, it was only a joke. You've really got no sense of humor, you know that?
And yes, he does really grow on you. I swear. Sylvain gets better. And there is a reason the way he is. And for these type of games, for a womanizer and ladies man type character, it's actually a pretty good reason. So, okay, so who else do we have? We have pretty much everybody.
Good evening, Professor. Returning from work, I take it?
I'm still working.
My goodness, it's so late in the evening. That must be exhausting. Try not to overtax yourself, all right? I'm concerned for your health. We wouldn't want you to wear yourself out. The goddess won't smite you if you rely on others for help, you know.
Hey, Matt Nui. Even so...
Listen here, Professor. You might not like what I'm about to say. To be perfectly honest, I had my doubts when I first met you.
Why's that?
At first, I thought you seemed too young to be a professor. It is unusual, you have to admit. Yet you seemed very composed and mature despite your age. You're strong-willed, encouraging, and you go to great lengths to ensure that everyone is cared for. But it almost feels like you're trying too hard to be a perfect role model for your students.
Well, it does come with the territory.
If that's how you feel, then I can't disagree. But I think it's necessary to give yourself a break every now and again. The mind has a tendency to make mistakes when you've exhausted yourself. In my case, I still seem to make mistakes even when I'm wide awake.
Mistakes?
Oh, you know. I'm always mixing up the dates for drills or misplacing things. Just the other day, I forgot to put on my uniform and headed out to practice wearing only my...
What?
Oh, well, you can imagine how embarrassed I was. My mind can be so scattered sometimes.
Mercedes, don't do that.
Anyway, where was I? Ah, that's right. What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you do, you might end up in a pretty bad place. That reminds me, is there anything I can do to assist you, Professor? If it's all right with you, I'd like to help in any way I can.
Well, sure, thanks, I appreciate it.
Whatever you need, just say the word. I look forward to helping you out.
Alright. Most of these, like, C supports are very, you know, simple getting to know the characters' personalities, and then as it goes, like, you get more development and story out of them, and backstory. We do have a net to do.
Hello, Professor. Do you have a moment?
Of course.
Well, I have this book of battle tactics that I borrowed from one of the knights. There's one part that I just don't understand. Do you think you could explain it to me?
Leave it to me.
Great, thank you so much. It's about this diagram here. I don't get why the knights are grouping up in that forest there. I just can't see the advantage to a formation like that. Yay, I finally get it! You really are a great teacher.
Well, you're the one who did all the work.
No way, I couldn't have done it without you. I just love learning new things. That's why I came to the Officers Academy. I want to learn magic, battle tactics, martial arts, and, well, all kinds of stuff. I'm learning more now than I have in my whole entire life. Speaking of, I'd better go visit the library for some research before magic practice, which is just before sword training.
Yes, there's lots of blushing in this game, just so you know. Lots of blushy. Don't overdo it.
That's just not possible. I always find it's more tiring to laze around doing nothing. I've never been any good at that. I have to have something to do. Like on my days off, I need to get up early and take care of the cleaning first, or I just can't relax. You know what I mean?
Oh, I definitely know the feeling.
Oh, I'm so glad you agree. You'd be surprised how rare it is to find people like us. Mercy never sets foot outside her room on her days off. I don't get that girl sometimes. Not to mention... Oh wait, oh no! I was supposed to be on cooking duty today! Oh, I completely forgot! Sorry, Professor, but I have to run. Thanks again for your help!
I do really, really like Annette's voice actress.
Put this stupid barrel here!
She's like really good. I imagine she probably does all types of anime and stuff, but I think she's one of the best of the female voice actors. Let's see, and then Ingrid is the last one. And then we're gonna have other supports of characters between each other, but I'll do a little running around the monastery before we do that, because we have to catch up with the supports, because you can't get the next support until you finish the previous support. I know it's gonna be a lot of talking to people, but we kind of need to do it, so.
That's the third time this month. Well, that's that. Father never relents. Oh, Professor. Hello. Did you need something?
Were you just hiding something?
Well, that is... I was just tossing out something I have no need of. It's important to keep our spaces clean after all. You'd do well to remember that too, Professor. A clean space makes for a clean mind, or some such. Getting rid of things you have no need for is the first step to managing one's belongings in an economical way.
Could you help tidy my room sometime?
Certainly, I'd love to. Just say when, and I'll be there in an instant. Despite my family's nobility, we've never been particularly wealthy. So my father raised me to be conservative with my resources, paring down when necessary. He also encouraged me to keep my living spaces immaculate, so the two go hand in hand, I suppose.
He sounds like a good father.
Yes, he's a good person. Even when managing our territory used up most of our family's resources, he still went out of his way to ensure my comfort.
What was it you threw out anyway?
Oh, just a scrap of paper. It was already written on, so no good for note-taking. And obviously, I can't use it to clean my lance. So I tossed it. No need to hang on to inconsequential things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Professor, did you come to check on me for any particular reason? I hope Sylvain and Felix aren't getting into trouble as they tend to do.
Oh, they are. I just wanted to talk with you.
Oh, well, if there's nothing important, I'll be on my way then. I still have some cleaning to take care of, after all. Talk to you later, Professor.
I suspect there was something she did not want to share with me. Alright, so that's all of the supports that we missed. So now we're going to continue. We're going to continue, what day was this? Okay, it's got to be this one. So, I've gotten them somewhat leveled up. Oh my god. We're recruiting. We're gonna recruit a few characters today too, including Cyril. I have a plan, and this may backfire. I need a dark seal from the Death Knight, so that means I'm gonna have to sacrifice a few characters to soften them up, and I think those two characters is gonna be Cyril and Lawrence. I'm just saying. I may be tempting fate here, but all right. So, let us. Oh no, we got some certifications. Let's do these. Let's do these first. What do I want to be? I want to be mercenary. Can you really? Well, I don't know if I will have a thief at this point. I don't know.
A new path to tread.
We're gonna change. Alright, who else are we gonna up? Ooh, Dimitri. Oh, we're gonna have mounted units. The best units. It's gonna be Cavalier.
Good results.
Oh, I guess. I really need to work on him. What is he gonna be? No, I don't think he's gonna be armored. Yes, there are dragons. There are dragons. He's gonna be a brigand, I think. Or a brawler. Nah, brigand.
Passed.
I passed. That's it. He's so enthusiastic. Okay, so you're definitely gonna be... I could make him a thief, right? I mean, I guess. We'll make him a thief. Even though he's more of the swordsman type. But whatever.
Easy.
I don't find Dedu annoying. He's just very, very straightforward. Aw, man. I don't have it. Hold on. I need more seals. I need more seals. Let's see. Items shop. Don't matter. Intermediate. Why can't I just, buy like a bunch of them at a time? Alright. Now let's finish these certifications. So Ash needs to be an archer. Yeah, we won't be doing quite as much shopping. No, you can farm. The thing is...
Oh, what a relief.
The thing is, you get an extra, I think it's an extra 1 or 2 type of maps that give you more money, more gold, but you only get those with the DLC, so DLC is kind of like, I don't want to say cheating, but it kind of is.
Huh, okay. No big deal, really.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Hopefully I have enough. Alright, she's gonna be a priest. We're almost done with this. And then we can actually do... There's a lot of busy work in this game. I'm just saying, there is a lot of busy work. And I actually cut out a lot of it. So, there will be less in my streams. Ooh.
It's all thanks to hard work.
Alright, and then we're gonna have a Pegasus Knight.
I must continue to work hard.
I am recruiting Ferdinand. The battalion that was... Oh, fuck. I need to get a new battalion for her. Okay, that's fine. We're done with the certifications. We're going to explore this week, because we have to, because tomorrow is the battle, so we gotta explore. But first things first, I need, where is my, heavy armor? I need the level... Oh, shit. Alright, I gotta level this up. I need to be C. I can't do Hilda yet. I don't think I can do Hilda. Cyril, Ferdinand. We'll see. I gotta check. I need to get Lysithea at some point, too. So I gotta level that up a little bit. Like, if you get Lysithea on the new, flying horse, like, I don't know what it's called, but she's, like, crazy powerful. Alright, that's enough. That's enough of that. Alright, let's go. Well, we're gonna talk to characters now.
You have spent quite some time in here, engaging in such idle chatter.
Yeah.
Do you not know that we have not a moment left to waste?
I should have listened more intensely.
You must try harder from now on.
Yes, the Dark Flyer. Dark Flyer is Lysithea as a Dark Flyer is incredibly powerful. I mean, she's pretty much a glass cannon, but she's blowing shit up before I can blow her up.
Wow. I'm studying here so I can be the best there is, just like Captain Gerald. Do you think I've got it in me to be a top-tier mercenary, Professor?
You really want to bring the money in, huh?
I do. Though, it's about so much more than being rich. It's about honor.
I don't think I can recruit her yet, but... I'll deal with the lost items later. Who's in here? Ooh, Ferdinand.
I heard about your class's assignment, by the way. Good luck subduing those treasonous nobles.
Watch, if I try and recruit, he's gonna say no.
Professor. Here to recruit me, I presume? Well, the eldest son of House Ire will not be so easily swayed.
It seems this person is rather uninterested. Wait. Okay, yeah, I need higher dexterity. No, higher heavy armor. I gotta go train. I gotta go find... Who trains in heavy armor? I think it's Gilbert, but have we even met Gilbert yet? It's not making me happy.
Blast. Hey, Teach. There's some minor noble rebelling in Fargus, right? He has no chance of winning. I wonder what he hopes to achieve. Huh? Are you going along to help? Sounds like an easy victory, but good luck out there.
I don't think there will be any easier victories for me in this game. Not with the way I play. Ooh, quests. I need some more renown.
I've heard whispers about Lord Lonato. They say he's a very kind and gentle lord. Why would such a kind man suddenly raise an army? Oh, Professor, you were working late last night, weren't you? You shouldn't overdo it. A ghost might rise up from the well to get you if you stay up too late. Or so I'm told.
What? What?
I have a favor to ask of you.
Those who struggle with private concerns will sometimes visit the cathedral for guidance. If you have the time, why not offer your keen insight, Professor? Alright.
We're going on a mission with the Knights, right? I wonder if... Oh, sorry, it's nothing. I was just wondering if someone I've been searching for might be among them.
I hope you find whomever you're looking for.
Thank you. I'm definitely gonna find him one of these days. Professor, are you going to fight alongside the Knights of Ceros? Let me know if you meet anyone I might be interested in, okay?
Really? Okay, Dorothea. Alrighty.
What the?
I love when you like run into people and are like, what the? She is very persistent, but I do like Annette.
Right.
Oh no. Why does His Highness take the side of the people of Dusker? I just don't understand it. Only 4 years ago, they murdered our king and slaughtered the soldiers and knights who were with him, all of whom were innocent. Even if he can forgive them, I can't. Not ever. What they've done is against all codes of honor and ethics.
There's blood. This may look like nice and like and really lighthearted and, you know, anime and characters who are really cute and funny and stuff, and then there's blood and murder and lots of really horrible stuff happens. Would you like to read a note from the advice box? Yes. Okay, yeah. Despite my appearance, I have long wished to be a Pegasus knight, that I may indulge in the lofty view. Yet that dream has always seemed out of reach. Can you guess why? Because you never learned how to ride a horse? That is definitely Hubert. I don't know which one of this is. Because heights make you uneasy, maybe? Yes! That is definitely Hubert, but I didn't know which one.
Thank you so much for your help.
Which one would describe him. Resolving other people's problems. Okay, yeah. Okay, we did that. Are there any more? Yeah, let's read more advice. Oh, there's no more advice. I do like those. They're kind of fun. They're kind of fun.
Please, Professor, there must be some mistake. Lenato would never raise arms against the church. At least, he never said anything to me about it.
Poor Ash. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to go kill your adopted dad.
Professor!
I know. Do we ever find out why Lenato turned? I don't know if we ever do.
Yeah. Listen. The monastery grounds are far too spread out. Feels like it takes hours to get from one area to another. And no, that's not because I'm getting lost. I'm a fully capable, mature person who never gets lost.
If you say so, Sophia.
Hey, you.
Alright, where do we gotta go? Oh, Alois! Where's Alois?
Yeah.
I think he's up here.
Right.
I have a thought. Past here is the Holy Mausoleum, where the saints of the Church of Ceros slumber. Sorry, but only a select few members of the church are allowed entry. It's open to the public on only one day of the year, for the goddess's rite of rebirth.
Let's train. Ooh! We need this. Alright, yeah.
Open.
Let's see if we can recruit. Ah, shit. I guess you gotta do recruit first. Oh well. We'll get up next month. Alright, so we got every there. Go over there. Yes, and we do discover why he really dislikes Catherine, but you have to recruit Catherine to get that. Recruit Catherine with Ash. So you will get answers.
Professor, I heard that you may battle alongside Catherine. Even among the knights, she is something special. A holy knight who is able to wield a hero's relic. Still, she can be a mite difficult.
She is a little difficult. But see, she's alright.
Hey there.
She's alright. I do like how she's kind of badass. She can hand out somehow.
Way.
Did you hear? There's news of someone in the kingdom raising an army. The kingdom, the empire, the alliance. They do love a good war, don't they? Spilling the blood of young men and women. And for what? Just to enjoy the horror of it?
No. For power, Manuela. For power. What are we gonna do here? Guess we do sword.
Hey! I can't believe it. This place has so many breathtaking works of art. I feel like I'm living in a museum. Each piece can teach us about styles and techniques from 1,000 years ago.
Do you know a lot about art?
I'm from a family of merchants, so I've been able to see a lot of art, but I won't pretend to be an expert.
I don't think I can recruit him yet, but I am going to recruit Ignatz, because he's like a slightly less sweet version of Ash, which is really not saying much, because I don't even know. They're both sweet.
Pointing a sword at the Holy Church of Seros is akin to pointing a sword at the goddess herself, meting out appropriate punishment to the sinful. It is a sacred duty with which we have been entrusted.
She is.
As a member of the church yourself, I hope that you will take that to heart.
Okay. Rhea's scary. I'm not gonna lie. She's pretty scary. Alright. So we did all that. Really, she needs to just chill a little bit.
Let's see. Doubtless, there are times when one must take up their blade, even if there's no chance of winning. But this, it's downright senseless. Lord Lenato knows better. If he had enough allies to back his rebellion, it would be a different matter.
How so?
My apologies. I was just thinking aloud. This whole situation is a bit too strange for my liking. Even with the necessary preparations in place, there is always a chance that something unexpected will occur. Please be ready for anything, Professor.
Oh,
will you do me a favor?
Of course. Hey, Professor, have you heard of Abyss? I don't know what it is, but ever since I heard the name, I've been curious about it. If you don't mind, could you do a little investigating? Why, yes, I will. So it looks like I'm going to Abyss already. Who else is here?
What the?
His Highness is strong, but on the front lines, anything can happen. Losing him would be devastating for Fargus. I hope the Church understands that.
I don't think the Church cares. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dudu. I don't think they care. Aw, fuck. Where's Lawrence? I know! I will. I have to do it for a quest. But where the hell is Lawrence? I think maybe he's over here. Yeah. Aw.
It is a noble's duty to protect the common folk, not to endanger them by rallying armies in such a feckless and improper manner. Abuse of that kind is no better than slavery. A proper noble must guard the people from such a fate, wouldn't you say?
We don't know all the details yet.
There can be no legitimate cause for a noble to abandon that basic obligation. Let us put an end to this quickly.
Except you're not going with us, Lorenz. Alright. Oh my god. Right. There's just so much to talk. There's a lot of talking before the battles. I get it. I know. But it's what makes you fall in love with these characters, so.
Oh. Hello, Professor.
Was there something you needed?
I came to see the horses.
Oh, you like horses? I like them too. They're such kind creatures.
Alright. Wait, I can recruit characters for mission assistants? Can I kill them when I do that? I don't even know. That's a good question. Can I recruit Lorenz and then have him killed out on the field? Would the Alliance get pissed at me for that? Oh my god, this is great. I need to find out. Alright, I should probably feed this cat though. Alright. Gifts. We're gonna give him an Aramid Gobi. I am. It looks happy.
Yay! Thanks!
Thanks for helping me out. Let's work together to take care of all our little furry friends, okay? So, do you have a favorite professor? It's okay to have one, you know, even if I love them all. Okay, I fed the kitties. I'm sure there's gonna be other characters we're gonna want to sacrifice. Except there's Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Have you talked with Catherine yet? If the knights are the cream of the crop, she's the cream of the cream. Oh, and that relic of hers. I hear it's nothing short of amazing.
I think he might have a little bit of a crush. Gatekeeper has a crush on Catherine, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm really not sure if she's into boys. Oh, not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying I don't know if she's into boys. No, actually she kinda is, because if you have her with her and Dimitri's like ace support is hilarious. Alright.
Professor, your clothes are a bit dirty. I'd have expected you to be more careful, seeing as how you're a professor and all. I hate when my clothes get dirty. That's one of the many reasons I find it best to train as little as possible.
Alright.
Deal. Abyss? You're interested in that place, are you? Ancient sprawling remains deep below Garrick Mach. That's Abyss. Some folks have made their home there. Obviously, they all have their reasons and tales to tell. But only the most enterprising merchant would venture near it. My advice, avoid going there yourself.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Ooh, gained Abyss information. Alright, how many more people do I have to talk to? There's gonna be a certain point where there will be a lot less characters for me to talk to.
Say.
But it's not anytime soon. Shit, where is he?
What about... Professor, have you seen Felix around? I swear, as soon as you take your eyes off him, poof, he's gone.
Saw him at the dining hall, I think.
Ah, right. It is mealtime. Sorry for bothering you, Professor. Thanks.
I think we're almost done.
Professor, I feel I must speak to you about Caspar's eating habits. I've never seen the like of it. He inhales entire plates of food in mere seconds.
Are you sure you're not talking about Raphael? Huh. He must have a healthy... I'll just say it's hot something.
Hence my mentioning it to you. Good luck with him.
He's a growing boy. What do you expect?
Ah, today's meal was delicious. Linhardt keeps bothering me about eating too fast. Says I'm gonna choke or something.
Well, when you're busy, there's no alternative.
Absolutely! I knew you'd see things my way.
If you have a moment, I would like a word. It has been brought to my attention that certain individuals have been making advances toward Flame. Have you witnessed any such behavior?
What? And I love that Zenith is like, oh my god, poor Flame. Actually...
If you see anything similar in the future, please inform the perpetrators of their peril.
Their peril. I'm sorry, you guys. I love Silent so much. He's like one of my favorite characters in the entire game. And we're gonna train. Alright, so we gotta do some specials. Oh yeah, we gotta do some. Alright, so Dimitri and Ash. Oh, I gotta leave one open. I gotta
Oh, this takes me back. I used to love this when I was a child.
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
Alright, here we go. Who else? Mercedes. Oh, Sylvain. We'll do Sylvain and Ingrid.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor. This is my favorite.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
They are very hilarious. Shit. Alright, who do we need? It's Mercedes, Annette. Oh crap. Felix, Dudu. God, I gotta get a lot of people's. Alright, we'll do these two.
Today's dish was so good. Oh, but not as good as your homemade sweets, Mercy.
You're too kind. Maybe I'll bake some for you next time, Professor.
Oh my god. Look at all the supports! When are we ever gonna fight? Alright, but hold on, I gotta continue this here. I need Dudu and Felix. So I need something that both Dudu and Felix are gonna like. There's Dudu. There we go.
I like this.
That looks appetizing.
Oh my god, that's the most positive thing I've ever heard come out of Felix's mouth. Alright, that's enough of that.
No.
Hey, Professor, do you happen to have any food on you? I'm starving. No matter how much I eat before I train, I'm always so hungry after. My muscles must be going through a growth spurt.
That's one way of calling it. That's one thing.
This flower is one that is eating insects. Is that factual too? I am wondering who watches over the plants in Fodlan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta do some gardening. Harvest. Ooh, got a lot of stuff. Alright, I need a plant. What am I planting? Olin, boa. Ooh, big fruits. Root vegetables. That's it. Yeah. Alright. Let's cultivate that. Ooh, bone meal. We'll just prune.
If the flowers within the greenhouse are removed, they will soon wilt and wither. Is that not so, Professor? I feel I can empathize with them. The flowers that thrive despite their environment, are truly inspiring, are they not?
Okay, so I think I have a quest to turn in. I'm not gonna. Oh god, I gotta go there. All right, that's the last area. Let me turn this quest in. Oh shit, we gotta go to Abyss. Oh my god, so many things to talk.
Thanks for your help.
Abyss. All right, yeah. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully this isn't boring talking to characters because you're learning about them, but No, I don't want that. There we go. I'm gonna go here. I do like chamomile tea.
Impressive. Here to train? You really are as hardworking as they say.
That's an overstatement. I'm just me.
Spoken like a true hard worker.
I guess I could just train. What? I'm 2 points away? 2?
Catherine, Her skill is impressive, I'll admit. So is her sword. But I think she's hiding something. Nobody knows anything about her past. You should spar with her. She's strong. Stronger than you are, I'd bet.
Dang it, Felix! Why are you such a freaking jerk? Oh my god. There we go.
Lord Lonato must know that his efforts are futile, yet he can't help but fight. If I were in that situation, I would do whatever it took to ensure victory. You can count on that.
Something about this situation doesn't feel right. Why would a minor lord raise an army against a foe he cannot possibly hope to defeat?
Did I really? Oh well. Oh well. Sorry, Sylvain. Alright, okay, let's go to this. We'll go down there. Oh shit. We got another support up here.
Hello.
Alright, so and I'm curious to see how Dedue is doing.
Did you want something?
Well, just to look at the flowers.
I see. If you have the time, then please assist me. I am to water the flowers in the greenhouse. Thank you.
Conversations with him are really...
Only do not water the ones in that corner.
Oh boy. What kind of flowers are those?
They are from Dusker. They require a dry environment. The roots will rot otherwise.
Well, they're beautiful.
Yes, they are.
That's it? Fucking... Oh my god. This is awkward.
I owe you a debt of gratitude. In both the extracurricular activities here at the Academy and on the battlefield, your presence has been instrumental in the defense of His Highness. You have my sincerest thanks.
Well, think nothing of it.
To me, it is not nothing.
That's it? Oh.
Was there something else you wanted?
Well, no. I'll just go fetch the water.
Then please, excuse me.
He's difficult to hold a conversation with. Yeah, he is. Unless he's talking to Dimitri. Alright, let's go. Down into the abyss. This is the area they added in the DLC with, there's 4 extra characters that they added in with 4 new classes. And then, just a whole area. And I'm not going to play through the DLC because it's a whole different thing, but I am going to recruit these characters. Especially Yuri. I love Yuri. I do. And I really do like, Balthus.
Hey!
I don't know why that guy always takes forever to load in, though. Oh, they got some quests.
Whoever you are, it doesn't matter much to me. But I do advise getting out of here before you get tangled up in trouble. Unless you've been sent here under someone's orders. In which case, I'll happily show you a good time. Huh. You're that mercenary turned professor, aren't you? The one who showed up at the monastery kinda recently. Yeah. You're the one I've heard so much about. Well, I guess it's fine you're here then. You can call me Yuri. You'll want to remember that, if you ever come down here again.
I don't know. Both you and me, we like the as Gabby would call it, the bros.
Can you take care of something for me?
A professor who was dismissed from his position at the Officers Academy has made his home here. He could be a kind of mentor to you. Talk to him. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. I don't think I can recruit him yet. Where is... What? Wait, didn't... So does it want me to
Can't
talk
say
to
I'm surprised about Lord Renato launching a rebellion. The writing was on the wall. If anything, it's more surprising it didn't happen sooner.
You seem to know a fair bit about all this.
Lord Lenato answers to Count Rowe of Fargus, the man who adopted me. That's how I got into the academy. I'm not in contact with the Count anymore, but that's how I know so much. Gaspar territory smacks of war. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out.
So he is saying that this is pretty much... Okay.
Pardon? And who might you be? Not an Abyssian, that much is clear at a glance. A visitor from above, perhaps? With what purpose? Oh, but of course! You must be the new teacher specially appointed by Lady Rhea. That is it, yes? Rumors have been flying underground about you. Well then, I am Constance von Nouvelle. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have a small request.
You have heard tell of the secret roster, yes? It contains sensitive information about everyone that isn't available elsewhere. Alas, this precious document was stolen. You must recover it as soon as possible. I don't know who stole it, but whatever. Alright, we're just gonna meet the new characters, wherever they may be. Get out of the way! What are you... Shit!
Really?
Dang it!
Haven't seen your face before. You're clearly not from around here. Oh, you're that new teacher everyone's been yapping about. And yet, you look younger than me. Weird. The name's Balthus, formerly of the Alliance.
Are you guys having any... I just got a warning, server not responding in the chat. I don't know if it's a chatty thing or if it's a Twitch thing. Okay, just making sure. I never seen that before.
Come on. Who are you? Wait, shut up. Let me guess. You're that new professor, right? You just started teaching up on the surface. Even here, people have been talking about you. Not that the gossip got everything right. I heard you were beautiful, but obviously that was an exaggeration.
What? Really? Well, I'm not sure I want to recruit you. Oh yeah, I get to talk to you.
Hey, pal. Haven't seen any suspicious types on the surface lately, have you? Beefy, mean-looking folks?
I have not.
Beautiful. Guess those lowlifes haven't tracked me down yet. Bounty hunters are the worst, yeah? They can't just let me be, so I have to go through the trouble of roughing them up.
I have a feeling about this gets into a lot of trouble.
Someone's raising an army in the kingdom, I heard. Normally I wouldn't care about that kind of thing. But this army's picking a fight with the church, so as far as I'm concerned, more power to them.
I must really hate the church.
Hate's a strong word. I'm just saying, they might have a good reason to rebel. Rhea and her lackeys like to pretend they're always in the right, but they're not. No one is.
Alright, let's go talk to Constance one more time. Oh, then we'll end the day, I guess.
Professor, do you have some need of me? I assure you, I am busier than I may seem. You would argue the point? Do you claim to have a view inside my mind?
In fact, I do.
I warn you that I don't suffer fools. I'm doing strenuous mental exercises. My magical theories require rigorous fine-tuning. I shall never finish this task if I am not left to my own devices. Run along now.
She might. No. I don't think not Rhea. All right. So all right. I need to get out of this. Not happy. No. How do we get out of here?
Nope.
Ugh, I'm lost. I think it's up here.
Maybe.
We'll go talk to the Abyss Keeper and then we're getting out of here.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Lots of things happen down here. Lots of reports need to be reported. And for all reportable things, I'm your guy. Oh, have you explored Abyss yet? Some shiny treasures here. Much better than up top. Fact, treasure likes to be underground. You're one of those treasure snobs who thinks their treasure is better than everyone else's, are ya? Those types really get my goat.
I kind of like this guy. It's not as good as Gatekeeper, but I kind of dig him. All right, how do I get out of here? I have 1 more hour to spend. I should go train. Who can I train with? Have I talked to Gerald? Treasure Keeper, yeah. Oh, and we gotta do now. We gotta do supports. I swear to you guys, we shouldn't have these many supports all the time. But I had to catch up with a month worth or 2 weeks worth of grinding battles. All right, let's go find Gerald. Yeah, we can train with him. Yeah? You mean upstairs? First floor? Oh, here? Is there a higher floor? Oh no, I don't think I can get there yet. You know why? Because I turned a quest into him. Like one of the off weeks that I didn't stream. And so it didn't have the little bubble.
Hey, Castle Gaspar, eh? I've been there once before, many years ago. It was by request of the son of that family, Christoph, I think it was.
Oh, might as well do that.
I still have much to learn.
Castle Gaspar.
Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, we're done with that. Okay. All right, so let's end the day. End the day. Yes. All right, so first of all, we need to do more supports. So get ready for a lot more talking, but then it's battle. It's battle time. All right, let's do some... Shit, there's a lot of them. All right.
Hello, Felix. I see you're here to train as well.
Go away. Just looking at your face makes me want to retch.
With that mouth of yours, you grow more like your brother every day.
Shut up. And stop walking around on your hind legs. You're not fooling me.
God, Felix.
I cannot fathom why you seem to hate me so.
Because I know what you really are. A beast craving blood.
A beast craving blood, am I? I assume you're speaking of the events 2 years ago. Last time we met outside the academy?
I am. The way you suppressed that rebellion, it was ruthless slaughter, and you loved every second. I remember the way you killed your victims, how you watched them suffer. And your face, that expression, all the world's evil packed into it. That was our first battle. I remember it vividly. Oh, something wrong? Go ahead and deny it, you wild boar.
I deny nothing, Felix.
Well then. I suppose the Dimitri I once knew died during that slaughter in Dusker, along with my brother.
Perhaps you're right.
Okay.
Hurry up and get out of my sight. I don't make a habit of talking to beasts.
Yeah, there's some bad blood there. There's some bad blood.
Your Highness, sorry, I mean Dimitri, would you, do you want to train together today?
Ash, of course, I'm glad you asked. After classes conclude for the day, meet me at the training ground. I'll be waiting. And afterward, let's plan on dinner. We'll certainly have worked up an appetite.
Oh, yes, I suppose, I mean, sure, it'd be, that is, it would be my pleasure to dine with you. I mean,
Ash, never change. Never change.
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I'm just no good at this. I'll do my best to improve.
Are you still worrying over what I said to you before?
I'm trying to do as you asked, but it's just completely against my nature.
Trust me, I understand the urge to show respect where it is due. However, that is not the case here. Yes, I was brought up in a different family and raised in a different way, but otherwise, you and I are the same.
That all makes sense, Your Highness. But I just can't bring myself to speak to you in such a casual way. Sure, when you get right down to it, royalty like you and common folk like me, we're all just people. But the common folk still rely on the nobility to keep the peace and to keep them safe. Commoners pay the price for that in taxes and respect. That's what Lenato says.
I suppose I can understand that point of view. But the flaw in your logic is that I am not king just yet.
But that's not all there is to it. I also respect you as a person. You carry the weight of the whole kingdom on your shoulders. You're a faultless warrior, and you're always so kind to your allies, even me.
On all accounts, I can say the same of you. But you also have a strong heart. I can't say that about myself. No matter the circumstance, you are never drawn toward darkness. That mindset of yours has done me well on countless occasions.
Well, I do my best. So I guess mutual respect between us is what's really the most appropriate.
Precisely. Which means there's never any need to be nervous or uncomfortable around one another. It seems we may have circled back to where we started with this conversation, but let's at least agree that we both should learn to bend a bit. How's that sound?
All right. Let's start from the beginning, then. Would you like to train with me today, Your Highness?
Of course, Ash. Come at me with everything you've got.
It's so nice to see Dimitri just, you know, being nice to people.
I'd better avoid the training grounds. I swear His Highness never sleeps.
You're out late, Sylvain. Is it safe to assume you've been wildly carousing with women? I'm afraid that behavior simply will not do.
Ah, Your Highness! Hello. No, I was not wildly carousing with women. There was only the one. Let's just forget you saw me. Agreed?
Unfortunately, I can't do that. It's time someone talked some sense into you. And it seems the task has fallen to me. Sylvain, I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself at night. But you must learn the art of moderation.
What?
Again and again, you end up wandering the streets until the early morning.
Okay, I get it. I don't need one of your lectures. I've got them all memorized anyway. I promise I'll be better in the future. I'll stop going out at night, I'll focus more on my studies, and in return, you'll go into town with me, and we'll invite some cute girls to dinner. Shall we shake on it?
Oh, this is gonna go well.
The way your mind works absolutely confounds me. How did you even arrive at such a notion?
You need to get out more. Naive and uptight is no way to live your life.
Naive and uptight? Yes, well, compared to you, I imagine I'm downright run-of-the-mill.
I'm not so sure. Most men are experienced enough to know not to give a dagger to the girl they...
Will you never let that rest? It was many years ago. Perhaps a good knock on the head will help you to finally forget about it.
With your brute strength, a knock on the head could knock the life right out of me. You'd better watch that temper, Your Highness. So how about this? I'll try to behave, and you'll try to loosen up.
If I do as you wish, will you truly promise to improve your behavior?
What'd I just say? Of course I'll behave. A knight of Fargus never goes back on his word. What about you? I want to see you with a girl on your arm.
I am a man of my word.
Oh god.
I will attempt to do as you ask. But you had better uphold your end of the bargain as well.
Seriously? Yeah, I'll believe it when he introduces me to the lucky girl. Oh, Dimitri, you always take even the silliest things so very seriously. This should be fun.
Yeah, it should be. I can't even imagine the way Dimitri is, him trying to romance a girl right now. I can't even see it. Oh my god, there's so many supports. I'm sorry, guys. There's just so many.
My goodness. Sword training again today? Don't overdo it, all right?
I certainly won't, but thanks for your concern, Mercedes. It's more of a hobby than anything, so don't worry too much.
A hobby? How wonderful! I would probably get tired of it, but that's just me.
Didn't you say you hope to take the sword test soon?
You're right. I completely forgot that's coming up. What should I do?
To be honest, I've been a bit worried as I haven't seen you at the training ground much.
Why didn't you say something sooner if you were so worried about me?
It didn't occur to me that you could have forgotten. But you're right. I should have mentioned it. As an apology, why don't you let me help you with your swordsmanship?
You would do that for me? I'd really appreciate your help.
Okay, but keep in mind that since we're short on time, we may have to overdo it a little.
Overdo it?
I don't like to overdo it, but if we must,
oh no,
I'll try my best.
It's settled. Let's begin.
Maybe he's gonna push.
Don't tell me you've forgotten how to hold a sword. We have our work cut out for us.
I usually just hold the sword without thinking about my grip, you know? Let's see what happens now that you've shown me the proper way to handle it.
God.
I was nervous at first, but just look at me now.
Oh my god. Is this supposed to sound the way I think it sounds?
Well, I didn't realize offering to help you would mean risking my life.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just meant to swing the sword. I didn't think it would go flying like that. I'm impressed with how quickly you can dodge.
Yes, I know you didn't intend to murder me. Though that scare likely took years off my life.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole sword fighting thing.
Nonsense. It's far too early to give up. The first time I picked up a sword, I was much like you. It's true that different people are better suited to different things. But if you keep at it and refuse to give up, you're certain to improve.
Do you really think so? Thank you, Dimitri. It's very kind of you to... Oh! There's a rip in your cuff, Dimitri. How do you think...
It seems I didn't dodge your sword fast enough. Don't worry, I can easily repair it.
I'm the one who tore it, so I'll be the one who mends it. How does that sound?
No, please, don't worry yourself over it.
Oh my god,
Just
stop.
focus on your exam.
Just stop. Alright. Oh, shit. Are we even gonna fight today?
Good morning, Your Highness. Getting in some early training, huh?
Oh, it's not too terribly early. And what about you?
Oh, I'm just going for my morning walk. Hey, maybe you'd like to join me. It's a great way to start the day.
Morning walk? Funny. Gustav always kept the same habit. You really do remind me of your father, Annette.
I hear that a lot. Father was always busy with work, so he wasn't around much. But when he was home, he'd often take me with him for his walks.
Annette, something's been weighing on me. Something I've done terribly wrong.
What?
Your father. He worked tirelessly. I don't know if I ever saw him take a rest. I feel as though, in a way, we stole him from you.
I'll admit it was a bit lonely growing up. But I understand. Father loved his work. No one ever doubted that. Actually, I've been thinking recently that I'd like to talk to you more, Your Highness.
Oh? Any reason in particular?
Father was a man of few words, both with myself and my mother. But sometimes he would tell me about you. So, you don't really feel like a stranger to me. In a way, it's like I've known you for a long time. Almost as though you're my big brother.
Your big brother?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I let that slip out. That was rude of me.
No, nonsense. I promise you, I don't mind at all. It's certain that my days would have been filled with more fun if I'd had a little sister like you. What kind of things did Gustav tell you about me? I'd love to hear more on this topic.
Do you really want to know? Well, for one, he used to tell this story about when you were a child and...
You know what? Never mind. I have a bad feeling about where this is going.
No, I want to hear it.
How about you forget we had this talk altogether? And don't mention it to anyone.
Dang it. I want to hear embarrassing children's stories about Dimitri. Alright. I think this is the last one with Dimitri. Then we gotta go through some of the others. Shit.
Thank you for sparring with me, Your Highness. It seems despite how hard I've worked, I'm still no match for you.
Oh, there's no need for such humility. Thanks to all of your hard work, you're improving rapidly.
If you're going to praise me, it should at least be after I've won a match against you.
You know, Ingrid, I may be the victor when we cross spears on foot like this. But on horseback, your handling of a lance is far superior. Can't I be allowed to have my own area of expertise?
No, I cannot allow that. It's my duty to get stronger, to fight with all I have in defense of the kingdom and its people.
Such high stakes. By the way, where did you learn that fierce jab of yours? I'm pretty sure the only other person I've seen perform that move is Glenn.
So you recognized it? Yes, he shared much with me.
I thought as much. I never imagined I would be on the receiving end of one of his techniques again. Glenn and I once studied under the same instructor. I've sparred with him more times than I can count.
Ah, yes. He was never short on praise for you. Lord Dimitri is incredible. Such skill. There's no way I'll ever outmatch him. Things of that sort.
Well now, he never said any of that to me.
Well, he was Felix's brother. That family's not big on displays of affection.
That is true. We spent about as much time arguing as we did training. I can't believe it's been 4 years since the tragedy of Dusker. Since we lost Glenn along with so many others.
So it has. Time moves quickly. Things have changed so much. Despite the sorrow, I intend to become a powerful knight. A knight like yourself. And like Glenn. I will do so for the sake of my homeland, the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, and for all who have died protecting it. To that end, I hope you will spar with me again in the future, Your Highness.
It would be my pleasure. After all, I value our training sessions as much as you do.
So, if I remember correctly, wasn't she, like, betrothed or engaged or whatever to Glenn? I think she was. Oh god. We'll do Sylvain next.
To-do, hey. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not bothering you. Looks like you're pretty deep in thought.
Does it?
I just wanted to stop by and ask. It was your turn to cook last night, yeah?
Yes.
Well, it was great. I was wondering if you could give me some tips. You know, teach me how to cook. I hear a girl loves a man who can cook.
Sylvain.
What?
Yeah?
You are from Fargus. You must understand how it appears for you to spend time with one from Dusker. To be near me is to invite tedious misunderstanding.
Oh, please. I don't care who misunderstands what about me. I talk to who I want. Besides, I believe the Dusker people are innocent.
You do?
Fargus and Dusker have been friendly since, heck, forever. So why would our old friends from Dusker just up and assassinate our king? It doesn't make sense. Sure, there are probably folks from Dusker who don't like Fargus. But do I think there's enough of them to mount an attack and slaughter the king and his whole company of elite guards?
It is difficult to believe, considering the discrepancy in skill and number.
Right? At most, I can see a misguided group of people from Dusker conspiring with someone else who had plans to dethrone the king. Maybe they were even lured into participating and used as scapegoats.
Possible.
Regardless, it doesn't concern you or the rest of your people. A person can't be judged by the worst of their kind. Or where would any of us be? Besides, people like to talk about me anyway, so let them talk. Okay, you're making a weird face. What did I say?
I have misjudged you. I was under the impression you only cared about women.
Well.
Well, I'm glad I've cleared up that misunderstanding. But really, there's no way I'm the only person who figured all that out. There must be people who think like me and Ferdiad, including His Highness.
Agreed. But whatever the truth, we are still perceived as traitorous assassins.
Once a misunderstanding takes hold, it isn't easy to clear the air. Not without solid evidence of the truth. But even if we found evidence that your people are innocent, those negative sentiments wouldn't disappear overnight. The only thing that can change that is time and effort. Depressing, isn't it?
Time and effort. Yes, I believe you're right.
Man, that got serious. Shouldn't we lighten things up with a nice cooking lesson?
Very well.
I guess that's it. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know if I can get through all of these supports. We've got to kill something or fight at some point. Alright, so I'm going to go through another handful of supports here. We'll give it, let's say, another 10 minutes of supports, and then I'm just gonna have to go. We've got to get this fight done.
Hey Felix, you free? You don't look very busy. Let's go find some girls to chat with.
Chat with them by yourself. You're interrupting my training.
Hey, come on. Don't talk like that. How long have we known each other?
Long enough, if you ask me. We only know each other because of our parents' friendship. I didn't have a say in it.
Is that how it went? Huh. I remember it more like you always following me around. Whenever there was something wrong, like you lost to your brother, or you fought with Dimitri, you'd come crying to me. You were so meek and pure back then. Cute even. Like a baby brother.
Oh no.
That's enough.
Keep embarrassing him, Sylvain. Keep doing it.
I said that's enough.
Hey, sorry. I just came to see if you wanted to pick up some girls. I didn't mean to get on your nerves.
Look, you've been getting on my nerves for years. I've tried to be patient with you, but I'm tired of holding my tongue. You're reckless in your personal affairs and in battle, and you're always prattling on about women.
Well, if a man sees a pretty girl, he can't just let her pass by without commenting. That's just rude.
You're insatiable. Do you ever stop? Certainly not to practice your sword technique. You always skip training. And you never consider how your actions hurt others, or how you hold them back.
That's never my intention. Come on, you know me better than that. I'm not really... Look, if that's the impression I've given you, then I'm sorry.
Felix needs to really loosen up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright.
Wow, Ash, training again? You're taking this whole knight thing pretty seriously.
It's just my daily training. Maybe you could stand to be a little more eager yourself? If I want to be a great knight, I've got no choice but to put the effort in.
No choice? I think you're making life too difficult. Knights don't have to be perfect. All I'm saying is, I've seen some pretty sloppy knights out there.
That's not going to be me. I'm going to be a proud knight, virtuous and gallant.
Virtuous and gallant? Are you kidding me? If you just ride around being virtuous, people will get fed up. They'll boot you out of town.
It's never wrong to have virtue, not even if it means being made an outcast.
Interesting idea. You think very highly of this whole virtue thing. Say, have there been any knights who became great just by thinking highly of themselves? Think on this. Knights are supposed to protect people and earn their admiration. Isn't that right?
Well, yes. So what are you saying I should do?
Seize people's hearts!
What do you mean?
You want people to love you? Offer them something they haven't got. Guess what that is? It's you, Ash. They don't have you. Get out there, buddy. Be valiant. Help people. Here, I'll show you how it works.
Oh boy.
Sylvain, don't go bothering people.
Hey there, cutie. You seem to have lots of bags there. They must be heavy. My name's Sylvain. Let me help you out. Are these going in the warehouse?
Helping out those in need, I guess that's a good start.
No thanks necessary. It's been enough just to be able to talk to you.
God.
Well, if you insist. How about we go get some tea? It must be fate that we met like this. I'd like to get to know you.
Oh, God.
Great night, huh? More like a great philanderer. Seems like all he wants to do is flirt with women.
Pretty much.
No, I can't allow this. I have to stop him.
Oh. Alright.
Mercedes, you look divine as always. Are you off to pray?
Oh, hello, Sylvain. I was just on my way to pray. How did you guess?
Well, because I've been watching your lovely...
Oh, I get it. You're the type who's always looking at girls, aren't you?
I won't lie, I do enjoy beholding women, but I don't mean it like that with you. I know I sound like a dope. I think you're special.
Oh, really? You think I'm so clumsy that I need someone to watch over me. Is that why you can't take your eyes off me?
You're beautiful, and I mean that. You're... how can I put it without sounding even worse? Okay, here goes. I want to get to know you better. As friends, I mean.
I don't know where to begin.
Well, what's something you like?
I like to pray. I've been praying regularly since I was a child.
You grew up in the Empire, didn't you?
That's right. I was raised in House Bartels.
Bartels? I thought you were born to House Martreats.
It's a complicated story. I'm not sure that it's a very interesting one, but I'm happy to share it with you.
I don't mean to be nosy, if it's too personal.
Oh no, I don't mind. I wasn't trying to hide anything from you. House Martreats fell shortly before I was born.
Oh.
My father passed away while my mother was still pregnant with me, so she had nowhere to go. After I was born, my mother ended up marrying the head of House Bartels. Shortly after, my mother bore a true Bartels child who bore a crest. She and I were treated as though we were no longer useful to the family after that.
You think the Bartels were just using her to secure a crest?
They must have been. My mother and I were removed from the family and forced to flee to a church in the kingdom. I abandoned the Bartels name and took up our old family name again.
So you grew up in a church. Okay, it makes more sense now why you're praying all the time.
Yes, Oh, praying! I forgot that I was on my way to pray.
Right, and I interrupted you. Well, see you around, Mercedes.
Yes, see you!
I do like how most of the characters have some interesting backstories.
House Bartels wanted a crest, and ruined other people's lives to get one. These idiots are all the same.
Hey, Alex. Just gonna do a few more conversations and then I'm gonna go do a battle because I've spent an hour and a half so far just talking to characters. Oh my god.
Hey, Annette. Hitting the magic books again? Has anyone ever told you that you're pretty cute when you're studying?
Sorry, Sylvain, but I'm trying to think right now. Could you keep quiet for a bit?
How can you stay focused reading a book that thick? With such small print? Is some of that text upside down?
If I use the formula in this line here, the magical energy should... No, that's not right.
You're even cuter when you're working through a difficult problem.
Sylvain, I'm serious. Please be quiet.
Hang on. Look at the third line. You've got the formula wrong.
I said the... Oh, you're right. How did you know that?
Well, I mean, it's written right there.
Most people wouldn't be able to grasp this formula just by glancing at it. Have you read this book before?
Nope, this is the first time. Okay, now that I look at it... Wow, this book makes things way more complicated than they need to be.
And what's your take on this part here?
It's just describing another application for the same formula. This is pretty easy.
You know, you're actually kind of amazing. I've been studying magic for a while now, but even I have trouble with this stuff. You act like all you do is mess around, but are you actually working really hard in secret?
Nah, hanging out with girls is way more fun. I guess I just picked this stuff up somewhere. Life is short, Annette. If you waste it working hard, it'll be over before you know it. Get out in the world. Have some fun.
That's easy for you to say. You're strong and smart without even trying. It's not fair. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
No, I was just thinking you're pretty cute when you're sulking. You know that?
Oh, God.
What is wrong with you?
Hey, I just got lucky with that stuff in the book. I'd normally never be able to outsmart you. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and leave you to it.
Got lucky, huh? I'm not so sure about that. Well, that does it. It might be tough, but I won't accept second place. Let's go, me. I can do this. I'm gonna finish this whole book before sundown.
I know. You know what? Maybe you have to be a girl to like his character. I don't understand. I don't know. But me and Cassie can't be entirely wrong. Here we go.
That was quite a sigh. What's wrong, Ingrid?
Tell me, Sylvain, what am I to you?
You're my friend. One of my oldest, in fact.
An old friend, is it? Then why must I clean up the casualties left behind by your skirt chasing?
Nobody asked you to do that. Heck, I thought you enjoyed it. Besides, you're real good at it. I'm excited to continue working with you.
Do you mean to imply you have no intention of acting a bit more respectably?
Please don't yell like that. Everybody's staring at us.
When you were 8, you came on to my sweet, sweet granny. My granny!
Come on. I was 8 and she was That was a long time ago.
Sylvain hit on Ingrid's grandmother? Wow.
People can hear you. Please be quiet.
When you were 10, we went to that harvest festival, and you started making eyes at a scarecrow.
A scarecrow?
Wait a second. That was just an accident. A tragic accident.
Is this how rumors get started?
When you were 15, you sought, relentlessly might I add, to involve yourself with Lord Gwendol's daughter. Who do you suppose made peace with the furious Lord despite having nothing to do with it? Me. Always me, always for you. Every time.
What a jerk.
You know what? This conversation is over. I'm done.
My point is that this has to end. Not later, but now.
Fine. I promise I'll try to change. Are you happy now?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Alright, I'm gonna have to finish these supports after. If I don't actually go and do a battle today, we're never gonna get a battle in. So I'm gonna go through this battle, and then if we have some time, I do like Ingrid too. If we have some time afterward, I will continue doing some supports and clean up these supports, so that the next time I stream, we don't have an hour and a half of supports. Okay, so let me save. I'm actually gonna save here. And we're gonna battle. Again, this is an Iron Man run. Hopefully nobody dies, but I don't know. Alright, so the Magrid Ambush. Your house must help the Knights of Sero suppress Lord Lenato's rebellion at Castle Gaspar. Though you are not though you are told not to expect combat, the deep fog at Magrid Way sets you abilities. So we're gonna do this. I'm scared. Every time I go into a battle like this, I'm scared. Because I don't want one of these characters to die because I love them all. Yes, even Sylvain. So, we'll see. No ripping everybody.
I have to say, it's a real honor to accompany such a brave and distinguished knight. None other than Catherine, wielder of Thunderbrand.
Thunderbrand?
You mean you don't know? My weapon is called Thunderbrand. It's one of the hero's relics. A long, long time ago, the goddess bestowed divine weapons upon 10 heroes, which were passed down to their descendants. It's an honor to wield, but I'm afraid there won't be any chance for that today. Our mission is to help clean up the aftermath, not to fight.
Why would Lenato incite such a reckless rebellion?
You should know more about that than any of us, Ash.
Well, I don't. Lenato never mentioned anything of the like to me.
He probably didn't want you getting caught up in his own personal vendetta.
Is Ash related to Lord Lenato? Or should I say what vendetta? Maybe vendetta.
How much do you know about the tragedy of Dusker, Professor?
I don't know much about it.
It's when the king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus was murdered by the people of Dusker. It happened about 4 years ago.
It's okay, Catherine. Please, go on.
Right. Well, Lord Lenato's son, Kristoff, was accused of being involved in that whole awful affair. He was executed by the church.
I don't know which one to ask. Do I want to know? Okay, whatever. Why was the king targeted? Poor Dimitri.
King Lambert was attempting a major political reform. Needless to say, he had many enemies. Whatever the truth behind that incident may be, Lord Lenato has harbored resentment toward the church ever since. Well, to be more specific, his grudge isn't only against the church. It's also against the one who turned Kristoff over to them.
Report! The enemy is approaching. They can't be avoided. Their numbers are far greater than we predicted.
What?
They used the fog to slip past the Knight's perimeter.
Oh, noes.
It looks like our mission just changed, Professor. Everyone, prepare for battle!
Yes, I don't want Ash to die either. Because he is a sweet baby, but he is also a badass archer. And I need him to snipe units. So, we gotta keep him alive, too. Oh my god, okay, here we go. We can do this. Calm. I just gotta get a lot of potions and stuff onto characters. Alright. No, don't! You're gonna jinx me.
Welcome.
Alright, so let's see. Item shop by... Oh my gosh. I need to be able to freaking repair. God dang it. Can I repair yet? Dang it. Hold on, let me...
Come back soon.
I gotta sell. Or...
Come back.
Alright, if you guys want to go to the bathroom or something, I gotta get my inventory together here. Alright, so... Oh, no. Store that. Ooh, I can sell that. Store that. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get some weapons. Alright.
Welcome.
I know, I'm hoping. Let's see. Dimitri. Yeah, he's gonna need another lance, I think. We'll get him a silver lance.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Yes. He needs a new bow. Ooh, brave bow. Wheeler his bow is emboldened and will act twice when initiated. Yeah,
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
I'm not worried about her. I think Sylvain is okay. He should be alright. The dude definitely needs a hammer or something. An axe. Mace. Axe. Alright, well, we can get you another hammer.
Thanks a bunch.
Alright, I think this is good, but we're gonna need to get them some healing stuff. Alright, so vulnerary, concoction. No. They don't really use stabs. I mean, they can have them as, like, an item, because you can equip one item for, like, stats and stuff, but they don't actually,
Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks
wield
a bunch.
staves. Oh man, they do. You need one.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Alright.
Come back.
Okay, so inventory, store that. Alright, let's look at this map. Oh, I hate this fight! Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, never mind. I'm just starting to freak out a little bit, but we can do this. Here we go.
With this fog, it's impossible to tell where the enemy might be, or how many of them there are. The enemy could be trying to surround us, but they shouldn't have enough soldiers to form a tight circle. Take down anyone who breaks through the fog, and let's push through!
Say that now.
Shouting from within the fog. It seems the knights are already battling.
Proceed with caution. Wait for them to enter your field of view.
Okay. You can earn a reward if your allies do not suffer heavy losses, but be careful not to let your allies flee. We're actually battling! That's what's going on! Alright, so, shit. I can't actually use her.
I'll give it my all.
Alright. Well,
I'll cut through.
Put Dimitri up here.
Stay focused.
Violet. Hug. Yeah, fine. This is Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Ready.
I'll go.
You gotta
I'm on it.
kind of wait for them to come for us, type thing.
Here we go.
Keep them back here.
Here goes.
Alright, we gotta get
What
Juju
should I
up
do?
Here. Guess. Alright.
Lord Lenato doesn't deserve such sadness and anger. Now it's your turn to suffer.
Why, Lenato? Why did you drag so many others into this?
Oh, well. Thanks for stopping in, Sam. Oh.
You think we're just gonna do nothing while you try to kill our lord?
Why are they all going after Sylvain? Do they, like, know that I don't want him to die? Oh, damn. She can hit 4 times. Alright. Holy crap. Alright, so you are going down. Oh, alright, yeah, might as That's right, I can move. Alright. lot more that are coming. There. Okay, I gotta kinda... I have a feeling we're gonna have some come from behind. So I gotta kinda... get my guys in decent position, protected. Maybe.
Too slow.
Alright, so I already have to beat you pretty OP. That's it? Oh, they're all in God. Alright, I'm just gonna put Dimitri out there. Get Violet out there a little bit. Get these into the... No, I want to get them protected a little. I hate the maps that you can't see.
Yeah. Saw that coming.
So... Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to push out. Push out into the, Yeah, I don't think this would ever end up on Steam. Oh no. Oh, nice. I'm glad I put her in the forest. Yeah, I need to recruit her. I think I need to recruit her. She's a powerhouse. I gotta heal him up or something. But I don't know if I wanna... Alright. No, shit. Alright, whatever. This is stuff now. Oh shit. I gotta get him with somebody else. We'll send Felix in. I don't like Felix with that outfit though. It just doesn't seem like him. He needs to be in more of a uniform type deal. Yeah, maybe we should assist.
Thanks.
Yeah, I almost want to put them in their original outfits out on the battlefield, but some of them I actually do like their class outfits, so I don't know. Probably when we get, if we get to the second, into the time skip, I'll probably I'll probably just put them in their regular outfits. Sylvain, you've got to go save Ingrid. Well, at least the church soldier got one. Stealing my XP, but whatever. It's not like I'm getting a ton of XP on these guys anyways. And that's pretty powerful. I'm not gonna lie. She's a bit of a force.
Lord Lenato, please don't die.
Oh, he's gonna die.
I am sorry. But did you really think you would get away with this?
Get away with what, Dimitri? Alright, we're still here. Nope, nobody there. I gotta just keep pushing out. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. Uh-oh. I gotta get her out of there. Yeah, I don't quite know why he's rebelling, but
thank you.
I won't let you anywhere near Lord Lenato!
Too slow!
oh yeah. I'm getting Dimitri to the point where I could just send him out by himself to take care of a full, like, side of a map. He is. He really is a powerhouse. Damn it, there goes some of my rewards. No, I have a feeling once I start recruiting characters and I try and get them geared and leveled up, those are the characters that are going to end up dying. And it's going to make me sad because I do like a lot of these characters. Oh, he totally is. Oh my gosh. Only a 28% chance? Oh, that's because it's broke. Alright, I gotta get him an actual decent hammer or something. Yeah. Oh. What? I only have a short spear for her? Oh yeah, because I'm... Alright, whatever. We'll try it. She is like super good against casting. She's got a lot of magic resist. The fog is lifting as a result of the dark mage being defeated. It seems the fog was being caused by magic. Uh-oh.
It's you. Thunderstrike Cassandra. It was your wretched zealotry that killed my son!
The only name I answer to is Catherine. Prepare to taste the blade of one who serves the goddess. Now you face a knight of Theros!
So dramatic.
The fog is cleared. There's nothing left to hide you or the filthy Central Church from the judgment of the goddess.
Okay, so I'm thinking he's like really pissed that his son got turned over and killed. That must be it. Alright. Wait, where am I? Oh. Why? Why can't I select Dimitri? Oh, she needs to move again. Never mind. Wait. Alright, here we go. Alright, time to push forward. Oh, they're waiting for me to come in. Oh no, my ally. Okay, so, oh yeah.
For His Highness!
Oh no. I don't want all of them going after me. Even though we probably could take it, but... Here. Oh, we're starting to get crits now. Just wait until I hopefully get Ash high enough, and he's gonna be like 50% crit.
Let's do this right.
Well, it's a turn-based game. I need a new lance for him. Alright, Dedu. Take care of the... Ah, shit. I can take care of that guy. Alright, so you need a new lance. There we go.
Stand down.
Oh my gosh. We're down to 4%. Towards him. Okay, I'll take it. Just press proct. Yeah, that is the problem with the mounted characters. They get, like, way far ahead. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we're doing that one. Dedu can, like, really fast the shit out of, armored units. Actually, this battle's gonna be pretty easy, surprisingly. Alright, let's just serve this shield, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm just waiting for the paralogs. The paralogs where shit gets interesting. And that's where people are really gonna die. Oh my god. He crits. He crits at a 4% and he only does 2 damage. Yes, verily. Verily. Let's get you up here. It does help with the good weapons. Am I gonna have to take this dude out? Really? Oh, it's broke. That's why. I did. The thing is I used it up and then it broke. And then if you end your turn with a broken weapon, if they attack you, you defend with that broken weapon. So that's the unfortunate part of it. All right, fine. Fuck it. Demetri's going for it. Oh, no.
I apologize, Your Highness. It is regrettable that we should cross swords like this.
Lenato, I sympathize with your position. I really do. I have no wish to kill you, but I'm afraid you have left me no choice. Please, forgive me.
Your Highness, I cannot stop here. For my child, and for the people of Fodlan. If you will not stand aside, then I have no choice but to cut you down.
Oh, shit. And I'm getting procs on these crests, like, left and right. Might as well use it on.
Quite helpful.
What? You gotta heal. I really should get Ash up there, though. Oh yeah, I should. Okay, I'm gonna get Ash up there. I want to see what happens if he fights. Here we go. Deadeye. We'll just get him up here, and I'm gonna get him a little closer. What? Oh yeah, he's standing on that thing. Alright, but I gotta get Ash up here.
You! I will be the one to kill you! No other!
You have lost all sense of justice. You want to fight me? So be it. I'll send you to meet your goddess.
I'm a sucker for pain and angst, and I'm gonna do this. Man. Barely any damage. I think they do.
Stand down, Ash. I must destroy these evildoers by any means necessary.
Please surrender, Lenato. Whatever your reasons for doing this, we can still talk it out.
Rhea is an infidel who has deceived the people and desecrated the goddess. We have virtue and the goddess herself on our side.
Even if all that's true, dragging the townsfolk into it like this isn't right.
Enough. If that is how you feel, prepare yourself. I'm putting an end to this.
Alright, fine.
That vile woman. Kristoff, forgive me.
Yeah, I don't think it was...
Lenato,
I never thought I'd see Lenato meet this fate. Well done, everyone. Let's gather our troops and go.
Oh, it did not suffer heavy losses, so I earned a reward. Yeah, I don't think Lenato had gone into this fight expecting... He was either going to win or die. That's it. When do we start getting some paralogs? I don't know when the first ones pop up. Is this...
Why did this happen? Lenato was always such a kind man. Everyone in the village was so nice to me, and I killed them. I killed them all. I had to. I know I had to. I know that, but still, what does that make me?
Please, don't beat yourself up, Ash. We did what had to be done.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bothering you. I'm going to check on the town. I hope my brother and sister are okay.
That was my first time killing civilians too. Those who I'm sworn to protect.
This is the reality of war.
Are you insane?
Oh shit. Wrong
Those weren't knights or soldiers, but fathers and sons. We shouldn't have killed them. We should have found another way. I'm sorry. It's not fair for me to blame you for the circumstance. I know that if we hadn't done what we did, even more civilian lives would have been lost. At least my mind understands that, but my heart... Professor, those in power, no matter the era, always claim they fight for a just cause, that they take life to protect it. But is it truly okay to take any life you please, all in service of some implacable just cause? Lord Lonato didn't take up arms out of a lust for power. He simply believed his cause to be just. Who's to say it wasn't? Maybe we didn't have to cut him down like that. Maybe we could have reached a mutual understanding, found a path of peace. I have to believe that. Perhaps the notion sounds laughable to you. Mere lip service to naive ideals. But I can't believe otherwise.
Sorry to intrude, but this incident may be more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Lonato. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea.
What?
We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to ignore. We must report this to Lady Rhea right away. I hope that it's nothing.
And yes, why did people not realize what's
I am
going
glad
on?
to see that you have returned safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection. But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped.
Well, my students deserve the praise. They do, actually.
I am not so sure. I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia. However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians. I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Lonato's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. We must maintain constant vigilance. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
You can count on us.
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The rite of rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess. The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins. Of course, the knights will be on high alert as well. But there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
Oh, you know shit's gonna go down. Shit is gonna go down. Yes, I want... How do they not see how tormented and troubled Dimitri is? And... Well, I gotta listen to this.
Part 1. White Clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The Goddess's Rite of Rebirth.
Okay, I think I can go take a nap now.
As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the Blue Sea Star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garrig Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. every true follower of the Church of Saros is sure to be in attendance.
I love this artwork. It's really very pretty what they do for each of the months. Yes, it is a very interesting scenario. It's got a very good story. The only problem is you have to play each of the routes, each of the houses to get all the story. And we're not going to get a lot of it in Blue Lions. You do get quite a bit in Golden Deer. So there are some things that I know that won't be revealed in this route, but that won't make sense to you guys. And I'm not going to try and spoil anything unless I decide to play the Golden Deer and the other routes for you guys, should you ever want me to do that. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to the story. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of twists and turns and stuff. So, 500 gold from the Church of Saros. Oh, what's going on here? Caspar's birthday! I actually don't care about Caspar. I ain't sending him shit. Sorry, guys. I'm not even going to recruit the kid. What's this? Dimitri wants to speak with me.
Perfect timing, Professor. If you don't mind, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you.
What's the favor?
It's in regard to sword training. Not for myself, but, well, to be honest, I've been teaching swordsmanship to the orphans at the monastery for a while now.
Do I care about them? I'm not doing this for subs, but it does make me feel nice if someone would like to sub, and makes me feel appreciated. But other than that, that's not a big deal. And anyways, how unexpected.
I must agree. Frankly, I'm not great with children. Some of them saw me sparring with the knights one day. They started pestering me to teach them. They were so earnest, I couldn't help but oblige. There's much I wish to show them, but due to my own studies and training, I'm afraid my time is rather limited. Which brings me to my favor. Your swordsmanship is unmatched. I hate to ask this of you, but would you consider lending me a hand?
Well, of course. You can count on me, Dimitri.
Thank you, truly. I am in your debt, and I always repay my debts, I'll have you know.
Do you?
All
Mr.
of these
Lannister?
children lost their families and homes to war or illness. This may sound a bit arrogant, but I feel it's my responsibility to help them.
Well, you are the king.
I lost my parents without warning, too. In that way, we're the same. In Dusker, I lost my father, stepmother, and closest friends. I didn't have many allies at the castle after that. In truth, I had only to do for companionship.
Poor Dimitri. There's a lot of angst with this guy, too. Have you no other family?
I'm afraid not. My birth mother fell ill and died shortly after I was born. And my uncle, suffice to say, we don't get along. But there were those outside the castle walls I was close to, such as Rodrigue.
Rodrigue? Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it.
Pardon my rudeness. I meant Lord Rodrigue. He is my father's old companion, and the father of Felix. On the occasions he would visit the capital, he'd take me out hunting or on long horse rides. While Dedu is like a brother to me, Rodrigue is more like a second father. It might sound ridiculous, but he's the kind of man I hope to become one day. Someone who helps others. Someone who can reach out and save a lost soul. Oh, please, accept my apologies for boring you with my life story. In any case, don't forget your promise, Professor. I'm counting on you.
I have a feeling I'll be marrying Dimitri. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna end up marrying him because all the other guys are gonna end up dead. I just know it. Alright, anyways. That's okay. Dimitri is a good character.
So, our task for this moon is to patrol and guard the monastery, to help put a stop to that assassination plot. The knights will certainly have their hands full protecting Lady Rhea, and perhaps our enemy is counting on that.
Well, I agree.
Please, elaborate.
know to do.
Why would Lord
Don't look at
Lonato
me
be
like
carrying
that.
around a secret note with an assassination plot written on it? Isn't it possible he hoped to monopolize everyone's attention with this alleged plot in order to distract from his true aim?
Possible.
Maybe they're after the treasure vault. There's also lots of valuable stuff in the library and Professor Henneman's quarters.
True. The monastery undoubtedly houses many weapons that rival even the hero's relics.
Whatever their aim, we can't allow any harm to come to the ladies of the monastery. I mean, what would I do with my spare time?
You mean to say we should search the monastery? Try to find what the enemy is truly after?
Yes. And we should be prepared to fight them as well, should it come to that. I wouldn't mind getting in some training, just in case.
A secret meeting, Professor?
Who's this?
Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Seros, and this young man here is...
Oh god.
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril.
That's Cyril. Thank you for the sub, Alex. I really do appreciate it. God. That's it. I don't care. I do like Shamir, but Cyril's gotta go. I'm gonna have to set him up against the Death Knight. It's gonna happen. Shamir's apprentice.
Yep, she's teaching me about the bow and the sword and all kinds of stuff. I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside, if you need anything, ask.
Oh my god. Yeah, Cyril's he's gonna bite it. Alright, so I have to explore. Well, why don't we go a little bit longer? I've got a bunch of supports to go through, so we'll watch through a few more supports. Actually, let's see if we have any more certifications. No. Oh, no, I don't think any more that I really want to do. Okay. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Alright, explore. Yes. Oh god, look at all the people. Okay, so we're gonna do some supports. We'll do some of Felix's.
Hold a moment, dog.
What?
Are you speaking to me?
I'm gonna slap Felix.
I don't see anyone else here, do you? You're that boar's lapdog.
Do not mock His Highness.
Shit.
Spoken like a good pet. Why do you follow him with such devotion? Do you really think a man like that is worth it?
Fargus destroyed my homeland. Burned it all to the ground. Slaughtered my people.
The punishment of Dusker.
My father, my mother, my sibling, all were killed. We received no aid, no respite. Fargus murdered our dignity and torched our pride. His Highness is different. He is the only one who sees my people as human. He risked his life to save mine, and it is thanks to him that I no longer wish for death.
That's what we call blind obedience. Tell me, would you give your life for him?
Yes.
And what if he commanded you to join him in a senseless massacre?
I would do it.
Even a massacre of children, or the elderly, or your own comrades?
Without hesitation. You have misunderstood me. I am the sword and shield of His Highness. Weapons do not have a will of their own.
Blind obedience. You're right, I did misunderstand. I shouldn't have called you a lapdog. You're a rabid cur. You and the Boar Prince make quite a team. Two crazed animals.
I warned you not to mock His Highness. I am aware you have a history of friendship with him, but one more word.
I've said my piece. Scamper back to your master.
God. I just want to smack Felix so bad. Like, somebody really needs to, like, teach him a lesson.
must have left it in the library. Oh, is that Felix? Hey, Felix. This is a surprise. I didn't think you had much interest in books. I'm already finished with that one. You can borrow it if you'd like.
No need. I was just curious who it belonged to.
Why not read a few pages at least while you've got it open? I think you'd really like it. The plot is pretty different from a typical knight's tale, but it's still really good. Do you like stories about adventure and chivalry?
No, I despise them.
Yeah, well, have you tried reading any? You might find them really interesting. I know I do.
What do you find so interesting?
Well, for one thing, the knights in these stories are always gallant and brave. And they always value things like friendship, loyalty, and justice. That's the kind of knight I want to be.
Ridiculous. Friendship, loyalty, justice. Only fools allow their lives to be ruled by such nonsense. Fools who get themselves killed for nothing, only to be celebrated as heroes in books like this. Writers of these stories are worse than tyrants. They seize control of people's thoughts.
That's a little much. I was only interested in...
I don't care. Such blind enthusiasm is dangerous. Be more moderate in your passions.
You know something, Felix?
Give him your mind.
You are exactly like the knight in this story.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Ash.
Excuse me?
On the surface, he's sarcastic and intimidating, but underneath, he's kind and cares for his friends. In the end, they become heroes together and conquer all obstacles.
Disgusting. Stop looking at me like that.
Oh, see, right there. That's just what I mean. You sound exactly like him.
Yes.
I'm going to lend you this book, really, I insist. Just give it a read, all right? Trust me, and you can tell me what you think when you're done.
Why is this happening?
I love it. I love it. You bring it on yourself, Felix. You bring it on yourself.
Here you go, Felix. Have some tea.
Oh.
Sorry, but we're all out of cakes. Should I bake some more?
Please, don't.
Oh, your clothes are so dirty. Let me wash them for you.
Mercedes, what's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just making tea. Is there something wrong with that?
You're not my mother. You don't have to bother with all this. I can do without it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. You just remind me so much of my little brother.
I do?
Look at that face.
Yes, his name is Emile. We have different fathers, but we grew up in the same household. That is, until I was about 8 or 9 years old. I haven't seen him since then.
Sorry to state the obvious, but I'm not your brother. I'm not Emile. Can't you find someone else to bother?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll leave you alone. Please help yourself to more tea if you'd like. I can leave the pot. Goodbye.
I am me, Felix Hugo Fraldarius. There is no one else. Brother.
He needs to work. You know what? He needs to work on his lady skills. Maybe Sylvain is right. He needs to get a little bit better.
Today's dinner is steak and then a cake that's yummy yum. Now it's time to fill my tummy tummy tum. Oh, this mountain of sweets and treats that I long to eat. Oh, stacks of steaks and cakes and crumbs and yums.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Felix, you were listening, were you?
I heard enough to know that you're hungry.
No, I mean, well, yes. At least tell me you didn't see the dance.
You have nice footwork. Get something to eat. I can take over watering the plants.
You're evil, Felix!
What?
You're shouting.
You can't just spy on people while they're singing without even saying anything! It's not right!
I actually did call out that I was coming in. It's not my fault you didn't hear.
Well, you need to speak louder then! Ugh, this is so embarrassing. And of course I was singing some silly food song I made up. I should have been singing about bears or swamp beasties.
I didn't realize there were songs about bears and swamp beasties. That food song seemed to be close to your heart. Your stomach isn't far from your heart, after all.
Oh, you are the worst!
Huh. What was that about?
I
better water these plants. Wouldn't want them to get thirsty, or they might start singing too.
I love how, like, he's just, like, minding his own business. He's just like, you're evil, Felix. Oh. Okay. Hopefully we can... Oh my god, there's so many. Alright, there's something to do.
At this time of year, the fish are fat. Simply grilling them will bring out their best flavor. Steaming them with herbs is delicious too.
Wow, you know a lot about this. I'm learning so much from you to do. Were you a cook at the castle in Ferdiad?
No.
Did your family own an eatery of some kind?
No. My sister and I helped with cooking at home.
Wow, that's all? I thought I was confident about my skills, but next to you, I feel like an amateur. Hey, could you give me some advice about other kinds of meat besides fish?
Ash.
What?
Yes to do?
Why do you spend time with me?
Oh, not this shit again.
We're friends, right? I just want to get to know you better. Is that so odd?
I am from Dusker.
So, look at me. I came from a life of poverty. I was lucky to even be let in here to study with all these high-class people. I think we have a lot in common.
Being poor and being from Dusker are two different things.
Oh, I know. But we can still be friends, can't we?
You are a peculiar person.
So I'm told.
Ash is just too sweet for this world.
Dear goddess, please protect us.
Mercedes.
Oh, Dudu. Was there something you needed?
His Highness sent me to collect you.
I see. I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm almost finished here.
You were praying.
I was. Praying for everyone's safety, and praying for good desserts tonight, and that my next exam goes well.
The Fodlan goddess will accept prayers of any sort.
It's true. I've thought the same thing myself. That reminds me, Dudu. Weren't you born in Dusker?
Yes.
Do the people of Dusker pray to the goddess too?
Dusker had a very different view of religion.
Oh?
In Dusker, there were many gods. The sky had a god. The earth had a god. We made offerings to the war god for victory in battle. Held feasts for the sea god to calm the waves.
So your people prayed to different gods depending on what they needed?
Correct.
Your beliefs sound so different from ours. Tell me more.
Why? Dusker is a ruin.
Dusker may be gone, but you're still here. Would you tell me more about it the next time we meet?
If you insist.
Really? That would be great! I'm looking forward to hearing more soon.
Dusker is gone, but I'm still here.
I do feel bad for Dedue. And I actually kind of like shipping him and Mercedes, though. I think my first playthrough, my first win, they actually got... They ended up together at the end, and I kind of liked that.
Oh no, oh no, oh no! Please tell me that wasn't the pan!
What was that noise?
Dedue! Well, as you can see, the pan kind of exploded. Just a little.
How did you manage that?
I looked away for a moment, and the pan just went boom! Ugh, I'm grateful nothing caught fire, but now the kitchen is a mess.
Are you hurt?
Oh, no, I just got a little spooked. I really lucked out, didn't I? That could have turned out much worse.
Indeed. But do not turn your back next time. Your life could depend on it.
Right, sorry. I'll be more careful from now on.
Let me help you.
Huh?
I will help you clean up.
No, I can't let you do that. This is all my fault. You shouldn't have to help me.
I have time. Let us fix this quickly. We will need to prepare more food before the others arrive at the dining hall.
Oh, you're right. So, after we clean up, you're also gonna help me cook?
You object?
Oh, you're a little intimidating.
Of course not. I'm just so sorry to bother you with this.
Okay. Oh, alright. We'll finish up. We'll do this Ingrid support with Dedue, and then I think that'll be good for today.
Are you injured?
No.
Good.
I'd have cut my way through, alone, without your assistance.
My apologies.
Your apologies are empty.
Dang, Ingrid.
I spoke out of turn. I'm sorry, Dedue. His Highness has put his faith in you. You're a valuable comrade, no matter my feelings. The people of Dusker...
Save your breath. There were countless people like you in the capital. People who spat, threw things, insults and stones alike, whenever they pleased. Their anger was natural. I do not begrudge them.
I see.
You owe me no apology, and I will keep my distance on all other occasions. But on the field of battle, allow me to aid you. If you were to fall, His Highness would grieve.
I see. Then I will accept your help on the battlefield.
Understood.
Yeah, there's a little bit of friction there.